Good evening, and thank you very much for joining me again today as I give you the final results for today. So today, 31 more constituencies were announced by the Electoral Commission of Zambia to bring to the total 62 constituencies that were announced so far. And the numbers are stunning, and they're stunning for Mr. Hichilema Hakainde, or Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. He is heading for a stunning landslide victory. And you can see the number on the screen. Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, HH, is now on over 1 million votes, which is 1024 million, compared to Mr. Edgar Lungu's 562,000 votes. So ever since the morning, there has been a pattern. And the pattern is that where Mr. HH is winning, he's winning big. And where Mr. Edgar Lungu is winning, he's winning with a smaller margin. There are places where he wins by 20,000, 30,000. But if you look at HH, there are places where he wins by 47,000, places where he wins by 20,000, and they come close together. I am calling this for Mr. HH at this early stage. I do not see how Mr. Edgar Lungu can recover from this big difference that is there right now. The big difference, which is over 500,000, almost over 500,000. And this is a stunning victory for HH. He is going to win this election. And already Edgar Lungu's team has started to complain. So they've started to complain. They're talking a lot about violence in 3 provinces. They're talking about murder of 2 people. But I don't think that is going to make a difference. The difference between the 2 in terms of votes is going to be very, very high. And I think everyone is going to clearly see that the victory is for HH. The Zambians have unequivocally voted for HH. And tomorrow, as we go into the second half of the constituencies, so we're at 62 out of 156. And already you can see the difference is so big. Mr. Edgar Lungu will have to do a lot to cover up for the 500,000 and then to win again. So tomorrow, something big is going to happen. Either Mr. Lungu will have to concede, or there is going to be something that needs to happen on the street. So I'm expecting the supporters of Mr. Edgar Lungu tomorrow to start, if they have a plan, to start the plan tomorrow. Otherwise, they will have to concede. The loss is going to have to be conceded. It has been a big difference, a big day for Mr. Hichilema Hakainde. So I'm going to end it here today. It's stunning. What I'm seeing is stunning. There is no words to describe what is happening in Zambia. The only thing we can say is that change is going to happen. This is one of the first elections this year where the opposition has won, and the incumbent has been complaining about the opposition's violence. So this is quite interesting, and we want to see whether there's going to be a smooth transfer of power, like what happened in Malawi after the runoff. So let's see what happens, because Mr. Edgar Lungu has got 14 days in which he can appeal what has happened, his loss. So there are processes there that can happen within 14 days, but everything must complete within 14 days. And at which point, Mr. Hichilema Hakainde, or Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, will have to be inaugurated as the new president of Zambia. Zambians have been complaining about a poorly performing economy. This is what is driving Mr. Hakainde's success, because he's known as a business person, he's a billionaire. People are looking forward to change economically in Zambia. This is what is driving this success. It's not a fluke. It's not by chance. Zambians want change, and they're probably going to get the change that they desire, given how they voted today. Right, I'm not going to keep you any longer. tomorrow at 12 o'clock. That is when they are going to announce the next set of results. I hope that they announce a lot more results. People want to move forward, and I understand that everything has to be finished within 72 hours. That means they've got tomorrow, probably up to 12 p.m. or 12 midnight to finish all the counting and all the announcements. And then we'll have a result, and then we'll have all the reactions. And there's been a lot of reactions. We'll talk about them tomorrow after all the results are out, after the Electoral Commission of Zambia has declared the winner, and we'll see how Mr. Edgar Lungu reacts. Definitely, in my opinion, and I'm calling this, Mr. Hichilema Hakainde has won this election. He's probably going to win by more than he has ever won against. In fact, the difference is going to be more than what has ever been there in Zambia. The elections are normally very, very close. But this time I see a difference of up to 25% between these two. And it will be very, very difficult for Mr. Edgar Lungu to make any complaints or to say that he was rigged or the violence caused all this, because this is a national phenomenon. Zambians have totally voted for Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. Thank you very much, and good night for today. We'll be back again tomorrow in the afternoon after the announcement, and we'll see where things stand. But as I said, looking very, very good for HH. Good night, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Uko kuno abo